So, and
A lot
Gino,
more.
real quick, just to kind of add on top. So the reason why specifically with debt we use whole life is because whole life gives you a guaranteed rate of return on your money. It's guaranteed, and it's about 1% less. The loan to borrow that money is 1% less than what they're guaranteeing to pay you. So
Like you have more people to talk to when you're on a run when you're running. Like you can't when you're on a run and you're talking to someone who's not on a run, there's no motivation, there's no collaboration. Like on a run, I remember Isaac, we were like matching up with everybody. Like it's not about the money, it's about the movement, and it's about helping families, and it's about the crusade and the competition and the crossing, it's all of it, the excitement of it. So I can definitely see why you guys are saying that his team is knows where they are. They're super sharp, no excuses. Like, and also when you come from another country and you have that fire and that hunger, you don't make excuses that we make here, right? So it's just different. They're on point, they're sharp, they're ready to eat, they have their table set, but most importantly, they have a main huge crusade. They're all on the same crusade and singing the same song. So I'm so excited that you guys got to go and be there. I love seeing the pictures. Of course, it like creates the FOMO and everything like that. Um, but you know, that's another thing that Rashawn and I were talking about. I was like, it's so good to see because that's how it is. That's how it always was. When a leader goes to another leader's event, you always bring your top guys with you, and it's like you go and it's your little entourage, and it's to network. You're meeting their
Mhm.
top guys, they're creating the competition and making friendships so that you can call them and start having running mates. And I don't know if that's something that we don't talk about too much is running mates, but there's such a power in running mates. So whoever's next to to EMD, whoever's next to MD first, and then EMD, like you should be accountable to like maybe some of your sidelines as well, because
Angelina, I walked away, and in my phone now, I'm friends with a gal named Dawn O'Brien. She's like, we're like, you know,
ah,
Brian? Yeah, oh, like, we just become best friends. Let's go.
oh,
She just hit a ring. And so now I'm in a text
ooh,
message with Don and me and Tavares. And Tavares is like, you know, Tavares, he's like, who's gonna
yeah,
hit 250
who's gonna hit it
first?
first?
And she's
Yeah,
like this and that. And I was like, oh my gosh.
that's exactly what I'm talking
So
about.
what I yes, I wanted to back up that point, like say like guys get like come to the GFI live events. Like
Yeah,
it's an investment in your business,
yourself.
in you. And I can tell you that I have pages of notes. Like on my flight home, I was just like trying to organize all of them of stuff I'm implementing for my team and things I was like, oh, I caught this. I never heard it like that before, but now that I'm here, I can hear that differently. I'm using to implement in my team, or I was feeling a little stuck there. Not anymore, because I know what Levi's doing or Tavares is doing or whatever that looks like. So get to the
Sweet.
live events. It's huge. It's huge. It's huge.
And get to all the events because we had a great event for our team on Friday, which is our operations training led by Casey Harris, and Lucinda was on and she stayed the whole time. I thought she was just going to do her part and jump off, but she stayed the whole time. And I thought we were going to not have enough time to fill the 2 hours. But of course, like we were like runneth over and had more questions. So that's really exciting. Who was able to attend that on Friday? Isaac, would you any takeaways, Isaac? Not any. What were your takeaways from Friday?
Just like how Casey's kind of taken over, and I know things are going to be a lot more more efficient and streamlined, and she understands what's going on with the field, and I know it's a lot of work, and operations is pretty much everything for your business, right? And we're very lucky to have an operations team supporting us at any level, especially as an EMD, being able to leverage the awesome team that Michael and Rochelle have put together. But I just like the fact that Casey is now taking over with her team. You guys are all on the same page, and things are going to be more clear and more and flow better, and I think things will get done a lot more efficiently. But operations is super, super important because everybody thinks, oh, you submit an application and that's it, right? No, that's like just the beginning of the whole entire process, right? And I remember, I think Angelina or somebody said this, like operations is actually the most important part, or the part that pays you the most, because if you don't get that part done, you're never going to get paid, right? Even if you submit an application, like there's still so much that goes on after that application gets submitted before that money gets deposited into your account. So I'm glad, I'm excited that Casey is taking over, and the team that she has, and they'll be in alignment with you guys, and just that, and along with all the operations team that Michael and Michelle put together as an EMD and as any agent, anybody on here, you guys should be excited, and trust me, like Angelina says, we always talk about back in the day, right? But you guys don't know how good you have it, right? Before, when we didn't have operations, or it didn't even exist, or you had to do it all on your own, it was a lot harder, and a lot more work, right? And now is all it is you just got to submit your application, talk to Adriana, talk to Fernanda, talk to whoever, right? And everything gets done, right? When before you had to do it all yourself, or you had to pay for it yourself, right? So that's what I got out of the meeting on Friday.
Sweet. Thank you, Isaac. Lucia, are you able to share yours? I saw your hand up.
Yes, Angelina, thank you. And
Good
thank
morning.
you and Rochelle for putting together the operations meeting for us. I saw several new levels of operation and just how to handle situations that could be challenging. When we have people that have differing opinions or are not getting what they think they should have, how as a team we work together to be better. And just the knowledge that KC shared with us about the system. If you have this situation, this is where you go. If you have this situation, this is where you go. And so much clarity I felt was brought to us through that meeting. And the vision that she has to get everyone on the same page within the next 6 months, 5 months before the end of the year, what she wants to accomplish within the division to help us be better. And so I was very thankful that I was invited to be a part of that meeting.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and it's true. Once you start telling, the vision of not only with the company, where the company is going, but her exactly, and each department, she almost had like their own forecast already, and it's not just like the enhancements on Teva. It's like real hardcore, improvements, and even just like the help center on Teva. Everything's in there. No one really uses it, but I know she was really trying to press that. So especially using the GFAI, getting just the questions, whenever you have a question, getting those in there, EMDs, just to help train the AI. But it's really, the train is moving in all areas, not just the field. As Isaac was saying, before, back in the day, when I used to climb, through snow, and you guys are on Zoom, right? We would get paid. So now we get 100% up front, right? Well, a long time ago, it was 60-40. So you would get 40% of your commission right when you submitted the policy, but then you would get 60% when everything, was issued and you have the delivery receipt and everything like that. So it'd be like, yeah, you guys are in the field getting that 40%, but we're the ones who bring that 60% home, and it's more because you don't even count the residuals, you're not counting the referrals, you're not counting everything else that comes along with it. When you get a policy through very quickly, when you get someone licensed through very quickly, when you have someone posting their first net license. I know we had some big cycles on Friday. Kizzy, I don't see her, but I know she had a huge cycle on Friday. Fernanda, let's just, this is our month end. So for us, this is our Super Bowl week. We have some stuff to go over. I'm just going to ask Fernanda what is her, was her takeaways from the event, and then just her stats. And then I will, just so you guys know, Adriana's out sick today. So have mercy on my soul. I will be stepping in, but again, it is month end. And then we're going to, and then I'll pass it to our queen, Miss Rochelle, who then will get, you know, all her feedback and some great news from her as well. So go ahead, Fernanda. What was your takeaway from Friday?
Hi everyone, happy Monday. Well, I think last Friday the training was amazing. Especially I got to ask Casey a question about where to go for contracting and everything, just to make everything smoother and make sure that you get contracted to the carriers that you need to be. So that was my takeaway from Friday, knowing where to go to in order for making everything a lot smoother and the process a lot faster. So that was a really big thing for me. I really liked how everyone had questions and everything got answered to with Casey. So that was really, really awesome as well. And yeah, like Lena said, we're already at month end. So we're right now with 16 recruits. Out of those, 10 are licensed, and we still have a whole week to be bringing on new business partners. So you can go ahead and give me more work. And yeah, I think, oh, also a reminder, starting August 1st, you're going to be seeing a prompt. If you're paying your Tava from your commissions, you're going to be seeing a prompt on Tava to make the change, so you can start paying it by credit card. So really important that you put your credit card there. That way you don't have any issues with your commissions or with your Tava subscription. We're not going to be able to pay for it with commissions. It's going to be from credit card now. So really, really important that you make that change. And if you need anything, please let me know. If you need any contracting, any new license, I'm here to help. So you can get in my Calendly link and schedule a meeting with me if anything is needed.
Awesome. Thank you. A-Rod, I love the new do. Is it like that soccer guy?
Yeah, I've always been a soccer guy, so now the hair's finally attaching to it. So
Yeah, I thought my daughter's boyfriend just got the same hair. She said the name, but I first saw it's a soccer guy. Everyone's doing it.
Richard Rios, that's
Yep,
his name.
that's the one. Yep.
Yeah, I'm growing my hair out. So
Marvelous, my friend. To answer
Thank
your
you.
question, yes, the first
Okay.
month is free.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, sweet. And then Adriana's not here, but she did send us a report. So currently in the pipeline, this was Friday. So if there's stuff that was submitted on Saturday or Sunday, it's not updated yet. But 193,000 points. Points submitted last week was 38,868. We have total of 74 policies in the pipeline. On the computer, that was Friday. It was 41,000, but I'm sure we should have an update today of at least 23,000 points from the other day, from Friday cycle. We still have 2 cycles left of July, which will be, I'm sorry, 3. It'll be this Tuesday, Friday, and then August 4th is the last cycle. And then our persistency, you guys, this is so awesome. Our persistency for the month is 97%, and for the quarter, it's 97%. When you say we run, we are patching holes, like our ship is not sinking. Like when we say solid of the solid, that, and you can't beat math, right? And math is like, there's the facts. You can argue points and like opinions and perspectives, but you can't argue facts, and that's what it is. And we're awesome, and the persistency shows it. So yeah, and then some of my takeaways from the event are, I really like, same as you, Fernanda, I liked how everyone was asking questions. Casey said, hey, this is more of a conversation for you guys to really get your questions out. And I feel if it was like just a regular training, like here's a PowerPoint, and like she even said, everyone just takes pictures, but they kind of disassociate, not even take notes anymore because they think they're going to look at their photos that they never will. They end up deleting, right? Excuse me. But our team really got that attention and that one-on-one VIP, like to answer their questions. I feel like everybody left there like encouraged and great about their questions and with more clarity. And with that, when you're more clear, then you can start planning your future, your goals, your next 3 months, the end of the year. We're already like in August. Like what? No, it's August 1st. Hey, it happened that quick. Excuse me. So just knowing that we have not only like obviously our team, our world-class staff, but boom, we're connected. We're connected straight to GFI when we have anything. I don't know if you guys truly understand, there's a GFI Operations Council, and there's only about 10 people, I would say, in it. It kind of varies, 10, 12-ish. But Rochelle and I are both on it, and there are some teams that don't even have one person on it. But because we've proved our worth, we always are giving valuable feedback. We're like part of the grain of it. They let us have 2 people, and it shows. Our results show. So I'm just so proud of you guys. I just wanted to give you guys a little hand there, because I mean, we can have all these standards and rules and restriction, all these things, but like if you guys aren't putting in the work, like that's pointless. So it really does go to show like what world-class agents we have and what a great team all around that we have. So that just made me super proud to be a part of as well. So okay, well now without further ado, where's I think A-Rod said a bazillion years. I was like, can you put that on the calculator? I mean, not A-Rod, Alon. I haven't seen you for a bazillion years. I was like, how many zeros in a bazillion? But no, but look at her. She's not in a cave. She's here. No, but I think that you guys understand that, well, it really is divide and conquer. When you're on a team, and even on the team, your spouse is your team, it's divide and conquer. And sometimes you have home operations, you have children operations, you have marriage operations, you have the business operations, you have MVP and above operations, you have, and then there's holidays and it's summertime. Mom, I want to go to the park or whatever. Like, give me the keys. I mean, so many things. But just here smiling, and we're so grateful for her. I know I am, because you guys have no idea on the back end, every single thing she does for each one of you guys every single day. So proud to good morning, Miss Rochelle Chernowski.
Well, that was quite the introduction. I loved that. Like, thank you very much. And it's really good to see everybody. Good morning, all these bright shining faces. I want to shed a light on something huge. So yes, we had the GFI home office operations team do a training just for our organization. That in and of itself is huge. But what for me was the bigger takeaway was me looking at Angelina recreated that for Just Heroes. Like, GFI has their home office operations. We have our own home office operations. Even GFI's operations team, when they're looking and they're seeing and they're watching the communications within our team and the fun that we have, that's a big aspect. The F, we're always having fun. We'll get out our glasses. But it's so cool to see the GFI home office saying, like, I wish every team had what you guys have. Like, GFI would be so much further ahead as a company and so much closer to pop if every team had what you guys have and what Angelina put in place. And here's the other part. When we're on those operations council meetings, like, they're asking Angelina questions. And when we're off the meetings, just so you guys know, Angelina used to be a secret weapon, not so much anymore, because every single other team, when they have a question, they don't call GFI first, they call Angelina first, which is like, she's being pulled in a million different directions, but she's continuing to show up for us with a smile on her face, making sure that she's giving 120% every single day for our team. And I just appreciate her so much, and she should be commended and like put on this big platform, and like we should all celebrate. And it's so awesome. We're very lucky. And also, Angelina, like when we bring in support staff like Fernanda and Adriana and Rodrigo and everybody from like 22 Virtual, right? They got so good that now they're the trainers for their company. So it's kind of a big deal, that the people that we have in place within our organization. So I'm very thankful for them. On a side note, like A-Rod, your soccer hair, like I need your opinion, because I was thinking of doing the Holland haircut where I just, get like the top knot and like shave it all underneath and walk around like a Nordic somebody looking all crazy.
I was gonna do that too.
You guys, I did that Snapchat filter that makes you look like Holland, and I just looked the same. I was like, that's terrifying. That's not okay. So anyway, that's just my side note. You guys can take that all with you for the day, and just now you'll all have that song in your head. Holland, Holland, do 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 do. I can't get enough of that guy. So anyway, I think maybe just for now I'll stick to this. I'll sleep on it. A-Rod gives me the thumbs up. So anyway, I am just so proud of our operations team and our organization as a whole, and our team, and like even just the persistency, that update, that is incredibly just humbling, even to hear how far we've come with that persistency. And I know that our operations team is continuing to take steps to just keep improving that and improving that. And, Angelina is always putting new systems in place where it's like, even just the policy anniversary dates and the client retention efforts that she's just put into place are going to just keep holding that number and making sure that, like, I don't know, there's two different thoughts on how you say this. The business that stays is the business that pays, or the business that pays is the business that stays. Either way, same thing. So persistency, everybody, and just making sure that we're help us help you, and we're all nonstop to pop.
Right on. Let's give it up for Angelina, guys. Like,
Thank you.
what that means, like operations. What I caught early is Angelina, Fernanda, Rodrigo, Rochelle. I was like, oh, I get what you're doing. Why are you texting me? Why is about this? Why is about that? I was like, oh, because you're trying to make sure I get a paycheck. I was like, oh, thanks a lot. So whenever they call you, just you're like, oh, I've been calling the client. They haven't got back to me. It's okay. It's not on them. They're just trying to make sure that our families can go out to eat, right? We got that date night locked up, but we got the family vacation in the bank, which is pretty awesome. That's pretty sweet. Like, because if we had, right, I always take things out of GFI. We were running our own business, our own bakery or whatever. That's you. Like, right? Because there's no one else unless you hire someone. Now that's coming out of pocket. So we don't have to pay for any of that. We don't have to pay for the person that everyone in GFI is calling. That's crazy. Thank you, Rochelle. Thanks, Michael. Like, that's legit. So right on. We'll go out. Ladies, anything else that we need to go over?
I think that just if you weren't on the meeting, just to give you a little sneak peek, also the staff has been working on creating SOPs, so standard operating procedures for every single thing that we do. So when you are on a run, you're on your EMD run, guess what we're going to be giving you as a gift is a copy of every single, SOP on how we do it. So imagine stepping into your promotion, and now you don't have, there's no gap, there's no, a time frame that you're going to miss out because now you're learning operations. We will have everything in order for you, snapshots, screenshots. I mean, and the way I explain it is like I want a kindergartner or someone to be able to someone to sit down and be able to do this with the instructions. Like kindergartners can't read. Okay, there's 1-year-olds on iPads. Like, okay, they will figure it out. Like, it's a different generation. But yeah, so they've all been working super hard. I wanted them to show a little bit of it on the, on Friday. They didn't get a chance to because of the time, but we just to let you guys know, we're going to be having a boot camp for the base shop and for our team. And, if obviously everyone who wants to join it, but it's the nitty gritty. So that, everything on Friday was agents, welcome, everybody come. This is for everybody. This is like really going to be for operations. So if you have staff, or if you're on your EMD run and you really want to understand, or even, agents are always welcome. The more information, the better, right? I just don't want you to get, bogged down by stuff that you might, and not if you're new. If you're new, you don't even have to worry about this stuff yet. You're always welcome. But definitely when you're on your path to the next promotion, that like there are standards. It's not just, oh, I get paid to hire a contract and there's no responsibility that comes along with it. Every contract level, there's new responsibilities that go along with it and goals and timeframes. And so if you don't know that, or if you're not sure where you are, go in Teva and just see what your contract level is and know what your next contract level is, and then start working on that. But we are going to be throwing a boot camp for operations. It's going to be awesome. And then also we're really going to start heavily focusing on chargeback retention. So in Teva, there's a report that's called that you can find. It's policies that are in grace. That means something has triggered them where they're in grace. Grace period is a 3-month period from when your policy will lapse. So they missed a payment, they changed their address, they changed their bank account, they made a change, they lowered their they changed, something has happened, which has triggered the policy to go into this grace period. And so we have a list. So before we were like getting the chargebacks and we were like emailing like, hey guys, what happened with this chargeback? Well, that's, that's retroactive. We want to be like, we want to get in front of this. So what we're going to be doing is Rodrigo is going to be heavily focused on the grace periods. He's going to be calling the providers for you guys and asking what happened, what's needed, what's the date that triggered it, and when is the next, when is their lapse date, right? So he's going to gather all this information for you, and then he's going to let you know, like, hey, Alon, or hey, Mark, hey, Hal, oh no, we have this client, John Smith, he's in grace. Here's why. Please call him and save this. Let me know what you need, because we're trying to attack it before it gets charged back, right? So we want to keep it on the books, because like Rochelle said, tomato, whatever business that pays is the business that stays, pays, stays. And what that means is like, you want to keep that on the books, right? Also, one thing that I caught from the meeting on Friday was premium recoupment. So if you have a policy that's approaching the 12-month mark, the 1-year annual, review, and let's just say you sold, when they entered the policy, it was $200 a month in premium, and then they didn't know, you don't know because you haven't really checked in yet, but they called themselves and they lowered it to $100 a month, and after their first payment. So now at 12 months, instead of 2,400 points in premium, which they fronted you the money, the companies, when they pay you up front, that they're fronting you. That's what it means. That's what the front and upfront means. They're going to recoup their money. So they're going to be like, wait a minute, we paid you for 2,400 points. You only had 1,200 points. So you will be getting a chargeback of those 1,200 points. So just understand that. So if start looking at your client list, maybe at month 11, and start going in your portals. Use your portals actively. Go in there and make sure they're on target for their premium, because if not, you're going to get a recoup chargeback. And then also maybe like figure out, I forgot, I meant to like bump that back up, or get that done. So those are just some things, extra exciting things I wanted to share. But I think that is all, Totters. Back to you.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, guys. Well, we got a little bit of time here. Any on that note, we don't want to take our time because we have our dial sessions coming up here. I'm going to be posting it. I was just preparing to post it in the chat so everyone knows. So if you're on, right, we're dialing licensed agents. Prospecting doesn't have to be licensed agents. Here's like, it could be anyone. Could be anyone. Just talk to someone, right? At 11 o'clock coming up. But the power is not in you knowing what it is and just going there yourself. It's getting your team on. So I'm going to be posting in the chat, but leverage that. And you know what? One of the big things that Alana and I were hearing, we probably heard it 2 or 3 times in Maryland, was like, don't just like text people. Like, don't just like put it in the team chat and like it or something. Like, call your people. Like, hey, Mark Rubin was blowing up the chat today. He had 2 dial times. I'm going to be hopping in with Mark at 11. Mark's dialing, I'm dialing. Hey, hop in with us. Like, call them and invite them, right? So they can see how to do it and then challenge them. Everyone's here probably because someone challenged you. And if you ever talk to Michael, he probably challenged you in something, right? It's good. Like that's what coaches do. So challenge your people, right? Challenge and encourage, praise and recognize, do all the good things. But we're going to be doing that. From a system standpoint, what's the difference between Levi Tavares teams and what does speed look like with new agents? Great question, Jerry. Is it okay if I'm just straight up and down with you guys? Give me like a thumbs. You don't have to like post in the chat, but everyone just give me a thumbs up. Straight up and down. Here's the deal. They run a tight ship. There is no slop. There's no BS on their team. So for instance, if we like, we're in Levi and Tavares's team, everyone who's on off camera right now, you would be exited from the meeting. Like, and it's, I'm not calling it like driving or like whatever. It's okay. But they'll be like, yeah, that's okay. But you can't be here. Right. Because if you're showing up to the job, you're at the job. Like I didn't show up to the hospital with like a bag on my head. Right. So they're like, everyone here is engaged 110%. So I think that's huge. And it seems like a little thing, but that's like the starting expectation of like baseline, right? And that plays into then the system. So their system is super tight because everyone is fully engaged. So they're going through that week 1, they're going through week 2, and they're also having other people on. So let's say it's this way, like Gino, my man Gino, and William, my guy William, right? So William brings on Gino. William is in all of Gino's trainings. William is also going with Gino to help with licensing. Why? Well, William may be a senior associate, but Gino's his guy. William is now learning the system and learning how to bring Gino through the system so that he can duplicate faster. So having that buy-in, like we are blessed. Like Michael and Rochelle, I don't know if I should say this, but I have the floor, so I'm going to say it, guys. They're spending tens of thousands of dollars to make sure that your business is fully staffed. And we don't have to come out of pocket for anything. Like that is a huge deal. That is a huge business expense that we just get to lift. I think like we can take it for granted, right? I'll point the finger at myself first here. I don't want to just be like a wet towel or something like that. But right, the point is it's there for us to leverage for ourselves. So let's leverage it so we can learn how to do it. That way when we're EMDs, we can duplicate that. I think that was a huge piece is all of their new people are in and active, bringing their new agents through the system, Jerry. So it's like it's double the learning for them, right? Like they're just literally more quickly duplicating. They're also like Alon said, it was shocking to see like they didn't know leads and not like oh, we're so good at leads, da 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 da. By the way, their base shop is killing it. And I say that because they're not doing leads. And I was almost like, oh my God, don't tell them about Ethos leads. Because they're just doing warm, they're doing warm market. They're doing the bread and butter. They're bringing a person on, they're seeing their top three. One person becomes a client, repeat the process. So they're just really dialed in with that. And they're very, very intentional with like, okay, who is your top three? I think part of it is their framing. That was huge. And speed for new agents. I don't know. Alon, do you want to speak to this what you saw from the system from a different standpoint, or speed for new? The biggest thing that just stood out to me is everyone knew where they were at. Like even the new people understood the system really, really well, because it's really not that complicated, right? We sit down with someone, we see their top three, one person becomes a client, we repeat the process. Here's your points, right? How much are you paying a month? Times 12, times your contract, there's your pay. Like basically, if you can do that, you can do it. I would say the biggest difference is there was buy-in, and there was like absolute buy-in to the system. Like their BPM was legitimately standing room only, and people were standing the whole time. So we should be leveraging those BPMs that we have. I was like, I came out of there hot. Like my team is going to be like, oh, what happened? I'm going to shake the earth a little bit on my team, because we're going to be leveraging the crap out of those BPMs that Wendy's been like just running for us. So Alon, what were your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, it's just the intensity as which, day ones. I think, a lot of their new day one people are running it like Michael was running his business. You're coming on and you're expected to treat this like you're full-time, even if you're starting part-time. And I mean, I don't know too many of new people who dedicate 5 days just to go and travel, just to kind of learn. But the information is there, they're sharing with them, they understand their business, they know what they need to do, and then they just go do it, right? I think we need to focus more on tap routing. That was definitely a big component that I know we've been talking about a lot lately. But Tavares is building 4 deep from day one, because he knows that he's going to help 3 people make money. He's going to help 4 different people, 4 different organizations making money, because he's starting deep from the beginning, right? And just getting to the point to where you're treating it like a business, because, I mean, the amount of money that people are making here is not a couple $100 a month. Like there are people making a couple $100,000 a month in here, like, and it's available to all of us. I mean, I think the craziest thing is me being here for so long and just kind of coasting by for a lot of it, is that really all my growth has been in the last couple of months. So realistically, when we say, hey, the person who starts today has every right and every ability to be able to become an EMD in a few months, like that's what's happening, right? Then we had that one kid, 6 months in, $250,000 in income already. His first 6 months, 22 years old, right? CK, he's an EMD in 5 months. Like these people are just getting started and are going through because they're being taught, like, this is the system. There's not really any other way to do it. Like, this is how you have to do it. So they listened. I mean, it's just that simple. It's like they listen to what they're told. And some of us, sometimes have to take our egos aside. I'm speaking to myself. If anybody else, if I'm speaking to anybody else, then I guess it's for you as well. But I'm speaking to myself and saying this, that just do exactly how the people who are making $1 bazillion are doing it, right? Like there are so many successful people, and they all say it's nothing new. Like they're just doing the system that everybody's telling you what to do, and then we're like, oh, but I'm gonna do it this way, and it's like, then let me know what your results. Like let me know how it turns out for you, right? But this is what Eric Olson did. This is what Levi is doing. 2,000 agents on his team. Tavares is doing. Michael is doing, right? And that's why they're the names that are out there, and no one really knows who we are yet.
The big thing, the big guys like take this as a win and steal it. The big thing that they're not doing that we are doing, that they're gonna probably steal from us, is our full-timer schedule. And it doesn't have to be full-timer schedule. It's designed to be just our schedule, right? But like we have something where you can plug in and you can be guided by a coach literally from the time you wake up to the time we close down Zoom at night, to help you build your cash flow and build your organization, which is huge. The other thing that systems wise, Jerry, that I think was important is they're very, very recruiting focused. And I know we all talk about it's like, okay, recruiting, but we got to get paid, da 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 da. Like cash flow comes from recruiting. So I'll give a real quick one because I know we're just about finished. It was Tavares who used the analogy. It was CK. So CK was talking about IBM. I'm a little bit younger, so I don't know, Jerry, you're old. Maybe you know when like IBM was just kidding. Not when IBM was like
Ooh, you gonna let him do that to you, Mr. Puerto Rico?
He's got more hair than me though, so someone's losing here. IBM was going out of business. IBM was going out of business and they paid $10 million for a team to come in and do a deep dive like business analysis of everything. And at the end, they came back to the business and they're like, yeah, you guys need more clients. And they're like, what are you talking about? You need more customers, right? And they're like, what are you talking about? We just paid $10 million for you. Really? But don't miss the nugget in there, right? The nugget is we are in marketing. This is a marketing business. And so my takeaway was if you need more customers, what do you need? You need more distribution outlets and you need to be hardcore marketing because we're it. Like, and how do we market? Does anyone know? You can come off mute. Like it's just family. How do we market? If we don't know, that's problem number one. We'll train on that tomorrow.
Opening your mouth and having a conversation.
That's it. That's the
I was just gonna say, open your mouth. We're on
Yeah.
the same brain, Lucia.
That's it. Yes. Yeah. Jerry said pick up the phone. Like, and you can market other ways. Just ask yourself, hey, are you paying money for Facebook ads? Or I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, right? CK was saying like, hey, I sponsor things in the community, and then I ask him like, hey, I'm gonna sponsor this, but I want 10 minutes to talk. So you can do those things, but if you're not, or you don't have the money to do it, are you calling people? Because if we're not, it's not that my biggest takeaway, and Alana, this probably hit for you too, because we were having meetings after the meeting, was it's not that insurance doesn't work, it's not that GFI doesn't work, it's not this or that, it's that we're not marketing. We're not marketing enough. That's it, right? So if IBM had that issue, right, it's probably an issue for you. Like you're just not marketing enough. It gets easier to market if you have more people on your team. So systems wise, they're super duper focused on expanding distribution. Yeah, Gino.
Saturday they were doing, if you weren't there at the Prop Hog session, and they were talking about marketing and how Prop Hog is coming out with that new marketing and for AI, bringing in AI, and then using the Prop Hog, calling agents, using it to call more than just people that just had life insurance licenses to recruit them. Calling new real estate agents, calling notaries, calling agents, or just whatever, utilizing their system. And then when they're coming out with the 5 websites and the marketing for $500, you couldn't be there. $99 for the AI marketing. They've already got all the templates and everything already done. And I was sitting there looking into that, and then having the resources to spend $30 a day on advertisements, because everything's going to AI, and then you're not having to worry about getting leads.
Right.
And then that takes care of your recruiting, and it takes care of your lead flow.
Yeah. And that's a powerful tool. A lot of people don't have money to start up. Like, Gino, how many people do you have in your phone? If you pulled up
I've got almost 700 contacts.
You have 700 free leads, essentially, right? And out of those 700 people, you have how many potential business partners that are going to then help with marketing, right? So we're in the multiplication multiplication, duplication business. So I think that was, one of the biggest thing. So system is focus on that recruiting, because this is a business. Like this is corporate. Like you were building a company, right? We talk about that in onboarding too. Like you can't have a McDonald's franchise if it's just you. That's the business we're in. We're in the franchise business. We're in the duplication, multiplication, right? Distribution business. So get those business partners on, and then the speed will be someone who's certified field trainer, then teaching you how to bring that person through the system. Then you can do it, and then now you're off to the races, and we're just rinse and repeat. So awesome, guys. All right, well, it's 10:59. I want to keep us on time because we're opening a dial room at 11. I will be in there. Mark will be in there. I'm going to post.
I'll be the leads. Yeah, 11 o'clock also.
Tony's running leads. Let's go. Thank you, Tony. Awesome. All right,
Oh,
guys.
fired up, guys. Saw your
Todd,
face. You're happy to be here. Let's go. Finish strong. Monday. Let's get this party started. Let's get it started.
Todd, I'm actually gonna be in. Everybody's welcome in my room. I'm just gonna do it in there. So anybody who wants to come there is welcome.
Perfect.
Thank you, Mark.
guys.
All right, let's get it.
Let's get
They say
it.
GFI.
Go for it.
For it.
Lon, give me a call when you get time.
Hey, Gino, just